Hello everyone, I hope life is treating you kindly. I'm Lubomira and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to all my crafty friends new and returning. I always look forward to this time of the week when we get together for some crafting fun. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you've made your way over here and I invite you to check out more of my videos. I love sharing my projects with you all and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend a few crafty moments with me. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. By hitting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post something new and you won't miss out on any of the crafty goodness. In today's video, I'm sharing an autumn theme card. Labor Day has officially come and gone, and while it's not quite the end of summer on the calendar, many of us are ready for the splendors of fall. The Dollar Tree has had fall items out now for a few weeks, and I wanted to showcase a few that I came across before they're gone. I'm excited to share this card with you, so let's get into the video. To make this card, I used the Dollar Tree fall-themed decorative cardstock, baker's twine, and a paper pack. This card is completely made up of pre-made items, and that brings me to sharing this lovely decorative cardstock I came across. I noticed that it's not in every store I've been to, and the ones I've seen it in have had it in multiple places. I've seen it in the regular craft section, but most often in the fall section in the front that they have displayed now. This cardstock includes two 12x12 sheets with a lot of imagery. It has greetings, autumn critters, flowers, leaves, and some random harvesting items. There's a number of ways you can use this, but what I ended up doing is cutting out all the items to use as individual elements. I would say that this would be great for not only card makers, but scrapbookers as well, designing some fall pages. Now, to get some more bang for your buck, I would also recommend saving the packaging, since you could use the smaller designs for elements or a background as well. I rarely start off with creating a card base first, but as I mentioned, everything was already made for me, so all I had to do is cut things out and put the card together. I used a piece of cardstock from a $1 paper pack for my background. If you haven't given the Dollar Tree paper packs a chance, take a look at them the next time you see them in stores. Each one is individual and some are better than others. You may not come across the same patterns or colors twice, but they are definitely worth taking a glance at. I found a very pretty embossed piece of brown cardstock in one of the packs. It has a little gold shimmer to it, which adds to its appeal. It works perfectly with the autumn theme for this card. I cut the cardstock down to a standard 4¼ by 5½ inch panel and then glued it to a white card base. I sometimes come across crafters that feel like they're cheating if they use pre-made items, as if creating something using a sticker or 3D element makes it less valuable or less handmade in some way. I'm here to tell you that anything made with love and joy is valuable, no matter if it took 2 minutes to make or 2 days. Not everything has to be colored, stamped, or otherwise created by hand. It's okay to give yourself permission to use pre-made things and feel proud of the end result. Take credit because it is handmade. This type of card is a very beginner-friendly one. It's also nice for those of us who struggle with color palettes and color selection. This makes life a lot easier. Believe it or not, I have a really hard time with coordinating colors and pattern paper specifically, so I can really appreciate a project like this. I went ahead and cut out all the elements on the decorative cardstock. If you have an electronic cutting machine, this will be easier to do than fussy cutting. However, it isn't impossible to fussy cut these. I'm not a fan of it, but it is possible to do. Once it's all cut out, there is so much here to work with and make several cards over. Whatever I don't use right away, I'll store for next time. To make things easier for myself, I sorted the items into several groups. I put greetings together in one pile, animals in another, leaves and flowers in yet another, and food items in their own. The greeting that jumped out at me first was, "Enjoy the colors of autumn." One of my favorite parts about living in the Hudson Valley here in New York is fall, when the leaves start to change color. By far, New York is the prettiest, or at least in my area, during the fall. You may notice that colors is spelt with a U. It's not a mistake. It's just this British spelling, which is fine with me. I think of the card being as more worldly this way. I first fussed with the arrangement of the design before gluing anything down. What's nice about working with something like this decorative cardstock is that the colors all work together, so there's no matching or guesswork needed. Everything is going to coordinate with each other perfectly. I put an actual hole where the faux one was in the tag using a hole punch, and then I pulled a bit of yellow baker's twine through it. At that point, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the string, so I left it alone. I added foam tape to the back of the tag and placed it on the front of my card. Now, I used a lot of foam tape on the back of this tag, which made tucking things behind it difficult. To avoid that, leave space to allow for that tucking. If you don't, you'll have to trim and snip pieces to hide them so that it looks like you've placed them behind the tag. I had to snip some of the leaves and make them fit because I used so much foam tape. I used a combination of glue and foam squares to attach the elements. I glued the larger leaves to the card front while popping up the smaller ones and berry branches with foam squares for dimension. As I was putting this card together, I thought to myself that I wish the Dollar Tree releases a similar product for the winter and the holidays. I really wouldn't mind some decorative cardstock with snowmen or penguins. Maybe even Santa and his reindeer. What would you like to see? I'm curious. I really liked this little birdie. I added him to the design to bring a pop of color. I attached him with foam tape towards the bottom of the card. When I had all the pieces attached, I went back to the baker's twine and tied it into a bow. I cut off the excess of the string and I added a little bit of glue so that the twine wouldn't unravel at the ends. I also added a little glue at the knot for extra security. Lastly, to add a little bit more shine and texture, I added some Nuvo crystal drops to the berries and a wink of Stella to my birdie's wings and tail feathers. And that's it for this card. I really enjoyed making this card. The fact that all the items were pre-made and color coordinated helped take off some of the pressure in making sure everything matched and went together. I also really like that little birdie. I think he's super cute. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave me those comments. I always look forward to reading what you leave in the comments. I hope you'll join me next time for another project. Until then, have a wonderful week, and I hope life treats you kindly. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.